Hello everyone. Today our motivational topic is extramarital affairs. Why do people cheat in relationships? As time goes by, the dynamics of marriage as an institutions are changing the demands on people from within and outside a marital relationship are higher. Demands from the partner, children, extended relationships, demands from playing multiple roles, demand for greater financial planning and security, and so on. Sometimes uh, these demands people are not able to feel fulfilled emotionally and might seek relief and solace outside their marriage. Statistics shows that extramarital relationships are more common than we would like to think they are. So we often work with people who are either themselves involved in an extramarital affairs or have spouse who are involved. Sometimes the affair gets discovered. At other times it is still unknown to the spouse. The affair could be emotional and or sexual. No matter what the situation, a common underpinning is a great deal of stress in both partners and often also in the other person they are involved with. So we decided to sit together as a team of the extramarital affairs. These discussions were insightful for us too. We will be sharing these insights with you across three articles. Now, why do extramarital affairs take place? Choosing the right person to marry is a decision well thought over. It's not uh, usually based on impulse or whim. It is often after spending enough time with the one another that this decision is made. So, after making a commitment, why or when does a partner seek out a close personal relationship outside of marriage? Main psychological reasons for extramarital relationships. Emotional needs form the crux of any relationship. Hence, if such needs are neglected, it would affect the foundation of the relationship. At times, habit patterns around the relationship form in such a way that a couple is unable to express their emotional needs to each other. Perhaps because there are more pressing concerns to be attended to, such as children's need, work needs, household, etc. Over time, the patterns live together, but over the time, the partners live together, but their relationship gets ignored. At other time, even if emotional needs are expressed multiple times, the needs are not acknowledged or are seen as trivial by these partner or trivial by the partner. In such a situation, someone new who is willing to listen and acknowledge becomes very attractive. Rigid beliefs of how a partner should be. Some people have set beliefs about how their partners should be. They feel if I have married X or Y, he or she must be a certain way and must fulfill certain needs. These at times can pave the way for a great deal of disappointment, leading to seeking fulfillment outside the marriage. Thus, same patterns can mostly will repeat in the new relationships unless they are counterplated or contemplated upon, or unless one is conscious of the learning from older relationships. Boredom and staleness. So, boredom and monotony of routine, along with pressures at home and at work, can lead one to feel trapped and templated or tempted to get away from that space. Often, an affair is a result of sheer lack of stimulations in life. Overall, life is monotonous. There is little adventure and fun is dying out. An affair seems attractive in such a space and can briefly compensate for the monotony that has set in. Problem centric interactions, often habit patterns, get established where couples talk about the same things repeatedly, about fights, concerns, about children, financial worries, etc. Eventually, couples tend to only talk about problems. Their interactions becomes very problem centric, and the problems overshadow after potentially interesting aspects of their lives. In such a setup, a new connection with someone outside this framework brings freshness and therefore can be tempting or tempting. Difficulty adopting in a role shift. When partners become husband wife or when husband wife becomes partners, it brings about a big role shift, which in itself is changing or challenging. It exposes each person to new situations when a couple brings or begin to live together. Things that were not important earlier become important, such as towels lying on the floor, a messy room, and daily serials and cricket matches on televisions. At times, habits can be given personal meaning, such as you don't care about my needs, you were not like this before, etc. This could lead to disappointment in the partner and in the relationship also. Now, conflict avoiding tendencies. Sometimes partners may hide their beliefs, likes, and dislikes due to a fear of disapproval. Now, often the wish to avoid unpleasant moment in a relationship can lead to partners retaining or refraining from sharing things that might lead to an argument. What people don't realize is that they are keeping a part of themselves hidden from the others. Hiding yourself from your partner comes at a cost. People who avoid conflicts always run the risk of not being understood by their partners because they have not freely expressed their emotions and feelings for the fear of being rejected or causing disharmony in the relationship. Such people may get attracted to these in front of whom they feel free to express themselves. Several times, one partner feels inadequate in the marriage. This can be related to financial, emotional, or physical issues. This feeling of inadequacy can take a toll on their confidence. The feeling of not being able to meet the partner's need can make one feel disappointed, guilty, or even angry and resentful. These feelings, one might seek validations and acknowledgement through companionships outside of their marriage. So, what adds the possibility of cheating is sheer exposure and availability of resources and opportunity. We are in the age and time where online resources provide easy, easy access to both increased interaction and increased opportunity for sexual activity. These openings might seem alluring when some of the above mentioned conditions also exist in a relationship. The risk of trying these things out might give one an adherent or rush to a temporary sense of fulfillment. So, uh, all efforts to deal with tendencies to cheat need to being with an attempt to looking within is pretty much the reverse of cheating. When one has an external affair, one looks outside for validation. When one looks within, one can actually face and deal with the inner feelings, whatever feelings these might be. When one looks into oneself and one's relationships, there is increased opportunity to heal the wounds, address the temptations, and deal with the lack of stimulations also. So that's the end of the video, my friends. If you like my blogs, please subscribe and share it. Have a good day.